Okay, everyone. I'm ika.himee, and welcome back to my channel. I asked some people over on Instagram if there were any topics or anything they wanted me to do a tutorial on, and a couple people said eyes, some people said hair, and some people asked for coloring tutorials. So I will try my best to get to do all of them for you guys, but right now I'm going to do probably one of the simpler ones to do, and that will be the hair. And in this I'm just going to kind of go over the dynamics of the hair, how to draw the hair and make it actually look like natural hair, and try and help you guys fix your mistakes, because I see a lot of mistakes in drawing hair in general, whether it's anime or realistic. And I just really want to help you guys get the right flow into the hair. Now, there's a ton of different ways to actually draw hair. And it's a lot of people I see are more inspired by anime than they are manga, so their hair drawing style reflects more of an anime style than a manga style. Manga is typically more detailed in general, whereas anime is simplified for animating purposes. So if you're really trying to better yourself, I recommend looking at different mangas and work from there, and not necessarily just focus on anime. Now, there is a bit of stylistic choice that is involved in drawing hair, and that is to be taken into account when you're working on your own style. For now, I'm going to show you how I do it, and it is a more simplified kind of style, I guess you could say. So when you draw the hair, you're going to want to start up and then sweep down, and you want like nice flowy sweeps, you know, just kind of get the right kind of movement in the hair, you know, and you just change up the direction of the flow of it, and try your best to make it look like hair. Now, I don't expect anyone to be super perfect when they first start out drawing hair, because it does take a really long time to get the hang of how the hair should look. But once you get the basics of how hair would react in the wind, how it would react according to the character's movement, it becomes much, much easier. Now, when you do the hair, you're going to want to make sure that the top of the head makes sense according to the bottom of the head, which means that you're going to have to kind of line up the line of the face shape up into the actual head shape. Sometimes it's really tricky. I think this might be probably the hardest part about drawing hair, is just getting it the right dimension and shape. Oh. As you can see, this is the part I struggle with the most. But with enough practice, you will get it. Okay, so now we have our head shape here, and we're going to pull the hair down. Now the hair is going to follow the head shape, and I'm going to give her long hair because long hair is super popular in anime, and I really like long hair a lot. So I'm gonna kind of vary up the strokes and thicknesses of the hair a little bit to kind of add more dimension, so you're not just creating a bunch of lines in the hair that are the same. Like, you really want to vary your strokes. You want them all to be a little bit different to add a little more dimension. So this also, what I'm doing here is I'm adding more definition to the hair by creating clumps of close strands next to no strands at all. So, you know, I'll have a thick piece of hair here, and then I'll have some smaller clumps of hair, and that just adds a little more definition and shows that it is actually hair and not just a clump of whatever. And what I usually do between my sketch and my line art typically look very different from each other, because my sketch is usually done kind of quickly and more hastily, so there's a lot of thicker parts to the hair than I actually would want in my final product. So I mean, it really just depends on how you want to do it. You can completely follow your sketch. I usually end up not exactly following my sketch. And it is a bit of a mess when I sketch, but I'm going to try and make it as clean as I can for you guys to see what I'm talking about here. Now you want to make sure that this part of the hair definitely connects to the head in a way that makes sense. Another thing that I do to add a bit of flair to my style is adding separated pieces of hair in, like here, so you can, it doesn't have anything crossing over it, it's just like a slightly separated piece of hair. And you can do this, or you can add the lines so that it looks more realistic. It's really up to you. I just kind of like the cartoony look of it being a seamless connection into the rest of the hair. But I'll do it both ways, so it's just entirely up to your own preference. Now see here, I'm varying in the directions that I have the hair. This also gives it more dimension. It shows that it's more like a separate, they're separate parts of a whole thing. And there we have a basic hair sketch. I'll also typically come up to the top of the head. This isn't really a necessary part, it's more of just a stylistic choice. And I'll add, you know, where the hair meets. And I mean, this kind of gives your hair a direction to go for. You know, it's not all manga artists or anime artists do this, but I think it helps me have the hair make sense. Because a lot of times I'll see people drawing hair and it'll be more or less really choppy kind of, you know, it'll be it'll just not make sense, and you'll have the head over here, and it'll be like the part of the hair will be over here. You know, they'll have it so that your hair is over here, and then you have strands over here at random, and it just doesn't look like it fits so well. So it's really, you really just have to kind of study how hair works to be able to understand how you want the hair to flow on your character. I'm not going over different hairstyles. This is simply just a how to get the right amount of flow into the work, and I really hope that this was at least a little bit helpful for you guys. And if you have any questions, or if there's something you want me to explain better, you can go ahead and leave me a comment, and I will try my best to help you guys out. And thank you guys so much for watching.